Hi there. So we are back for lesson two. Just to recap, lesson one, we went over a few things regarding guitar. The first things that we went over were one, the names of the strings, and we also just got familiar with our instrument, and we went over just the different names for like our frets and then our tuning pegs. I gave you a little intro into like the body of the guitar, just getting some basic familiarity with your instrument. So I'll do a quick little recap, but all that information, if for whatever reason you weren't able to check out the first lesson, it's definitely in the lesson in the first lesson. So you're more than welcome to check that one out and then come back to this one for the follow up info. But a quick recap again: electric guitar here that I have, but if you're using an acoustic guitar, all the information applies to that as well. But ultimately, here are our six strings. The first one is called the low E string. Then we have an A string, our D string, our G string, then the B string, and the E string. And along here we have what are called our frets. We start from basically the top. We work our way down. This is the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th. And we're more than welcome to go up. Body of the guitar, as you can see, obviously, and then we have like our tuning pegs here in case you need to tune up your guitar and get that in tune. Again, I know that was really fast and really brief, but again, all of that information is covered in the first lesson. So again, if you missed that for whatever reason, definitely check that lesson out and you'll be up to date. All right, so for lesson two today, what we're going to do is we're going to leave off, or we're going to take place from where we left off in the first lesson. And what I think would be really great to go over is the names of basically each fret that we went ahead and played. So after you've developed a little bit of dexterity and gotten used to being able to play each of the frets here, it's important to know that they have names, because once you're able to identify the names of them, you're able to go ahead and start learning how to play songs just based off of these notes. So here's the first one. As you already know, this is the open E. And then when we press our finger down on this very first fret, like that, that's known as F. And then as we go up to the second one, these are called our sharps or our flats, depending on how you look at it. So basically in music, we have sharp notes and flat notes. So this could be considered as F sharp or G flat. The next note here is G, and then our in-between one here is G sharp, or also known as A flat. And then as we go up, this one's A, and then we have another one in between. Perhaps you can guess what we may call that one. That's A sharp or B flat. And then from B, which we have here, this is B, and this is the 7th fret. We go right to C. So that's a quick thing to point out for you, that actually from when you go to B and C, there isn't a sharp or a flat. It's just straight from B to C. Then as we go up again, that's C sharp, also known as D flat. And then as we go up, we go straight to D. And then we go to D sharp, or what we can call as E flat, and then we go on our 12th fret, which is E. And then what happens when you get to the 12th fret is that all of those notes repeat again. So it's almost like starting back from zero, from the beginning. So the 12th fret here is E, and then we go to the next one, which is F, F sharp, G, and hopefully from there you can probably be able to catch along. It just repeats. So that's some very important info for you there. And when you're able to identify basically the notes there along the E string, we'll move on to other strings as well, so you can begin to identify those notes. But what's important about notes is that you can even be able to start to learn some kind of introductions to like some very basic songs. And then after you learn some like the introductions to basic songs just using notes, you can start to use that as the foundation to build onto chords, and then even scales and melodies and things like that. But the notes are really important because that's going to be like the ultimate foundation for you there. So what we'll do from there is we'll even begin to, and this will be like a little exercise almost for you, but we'll begin to learn, we'll go about developing our first attempt to learn our first song. So this is a very popular kind of classic rock song, and it's called Smoke on the Water. And it's a great introductory song. It's one of the first songs that I learned, and it's going to be a great way for you to ultimately not so much concentrate on getting the actual song down for right now, but just a good way to practice, again, going along the fretboard, learning the names of some of the notes, and ultimately, beginning to get some skills with the guitar. So first, I'm going to play a snippet of it so you guys can have an idea of what it sounds like. So here we are. It starts like this. So I know that was really fast and that looks like a lot, but that is basically the intro to Smoke on the Water. We can break that down into looking like this. So that's basically what I think is great about this song is that one, it's well, it may not seem simple right now, but it is pretty simple, and it kind of includes all of the basic information that I've covered in basically the first lesson as well as this current second lesson. So the way we're going to go about learning this song is that I'm going to break down the notes. So the first note of this song is called open E. So it's like this. So you're just going to take your guitar and you're just going to pluck the open E string. Now, the second note of the song is called the G string. It's called note G, which we're going to play on the E string. But it's at the 3rd fret, and you're just going to go like this. Then the next one will be the 5th fret. Then it repeats. And then we're going to go to the 6th fret. Then back to the 5th. Then we're going to repeat that again. We're going to go to the 3rd fret. And then open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play that really slowly, and I'm going to call out the names of the actual notes, so that way you'll be able to follow along. And I'll try to go a little slower too, so you guys can make sure that you're picking that up. All right, so we go open E, G, A, open E, G, then A sharp, A, open E, G, A, back to G, then open E. So do it one more time. This time I won't call out the notes though, but you'll be able to hear it. Nice. So we'll do that one more time, and again I'll call out the notes. Open E, G at the 3rd fret, A at the 5th fret, open E, G at the 3rd fret, and then that's A at the 5th fret, open E, G at the 3rd fret, A sharp at the 6th fret, back to A at the 5th fret, open E. Nice. All right. So that is ultimately basically the beginning of Smoke on the Water. Feel free to go on YouTube. It's a kid-friendly song. It's a classic rock song. Feel free to go on YouTube if you like, and or whatever other music service that you have, and feel free to play the song there. But yeah, it's you can use that as a reference, but that is the intro. I know in the beginning when I was playing it, I added a few more notes or some chords to it to kind of spice it up, but That's something that we can definitely go over and develop later on. But yeah, that is lesson 2 for the day. So again, feel free to write any of those notes down and take your time and go slow when practicing. And ultimately, it's not about really learning how to get the song down, even though that's really awesome and really important. But I wanted to also provide a little incentive to getting to know your fretboard, the neck of the guitar, and as well as getting comfortable moving and learning the low E string as well. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Stay tuned for lesson 3, and definitely check out lesson 1 if you missed that one, as well as this one. All right, hope all are well. Have a good one. Thanks.